Hey guys, welcome back to another cooking video with your one and only Claudie Cooks in the kitchen. Look at these wonderful ingredients that we have here today, and we are going to cook ourselves a wonderful meal for today. If you haven't guessed already, I'm cooking some Valentine's Day food for me and the other half. So what are we waiting for? Let's get cooking. But before we do that, all of the ingredients used in this video will be listed in the link below for you. So let's get cooking and have a party tonight. Woohoo! Okay, I've started to boil some water for the potatoes already, and to that water I'm going to add some salt. So I put about that much, and time to add our potatoes. I've washed and scrubbed these already, so they're all nice and clean, and we're going to boil them for about 15 to 20 minutes or until full tender. I'm going to put a lid on here, and whilst the potatoes are cooking, let's get to the next stage. Right, I've got 4 pieces of salmon here. I've already washed and cleaned them, and I've pat dry them. Now we're going to add some olive oil before we get all the seasoning on here. I've got some fish and seafood seasoning here, and I'm using one from Portland in Jamaica. We're going to add some lemon pepper. I'm going to just sprinkle a bit of black pepper over that too. Some onion and garlic granules. We're just going to add a pinch of salt. You can get yourself a glove, for this, but I'm just going to rub that in with my fingers. Right, I'm going to set this aside, and then we're going to move on to the next stage. We're going to make beetroot and roasted red pepper puree to go with the salmon that we're going to pan fry. So I'm just going to cut these into pieces, because I'm just going to put them here and we're going to blend them up. You can use a food processor, but I can't be asked to get the food processor out, so we're just going to pop these into my little blender. I'm just going to add that in. I'm using 3 beetroot. Whoops, one of them have just fallen to the floor. Don't think it wanted to go into the blender, and I don't blame it, do you? I've got huge red pepper here. It's a really big one, so I think I will use 1.5. Decided I'm going to use 2 because I can use this sauce for other things that I'm cooking. And to that we're going to add some garlic. I'm using 4 cloves of garlic and about 2 tablespoons of chopped shallots. I'm going to add some olive oil. I'm using some really nice olive oil here. I'm going to have about approximately 1/4 cup to this, followed by some horseradish and some whole grain mustard. I like horseradish, so I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons, and I'm using 4 teaspoons of mustard. I'm going to blitz this up off camera because it's going to be a bit too noisy before I add the Parmesan cheese, so I'll be right back once I blitz it. Right, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, 2.5. Want it nice and cheesy and creamy. And we're going to blitz it again. Let's show you what it's looking like. Look at that. What a beautiful color. I'm just going to have a taste. Oh my goodness, this tastes amazing. What, we can have this warm or we can serve it cold. but I'm going to warm it up in a pan so that we can serve it with the salmon. Let's move on to the next stage now. We're going to make some dressing for the potato. I'm using some sour cream for the potato. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of sour cream. I'm going to add some horseradish, putting in a teaspoon, as well as some chopped parsley and dill. And I've got about a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese that I'm going to add to that. And about half a teaspoon of mustard. If you don't like mustard, please don't use it. And I'm adding about a tablespoon of the chopped shallots that I've got. A bit of salt and black pepper. A bit of sprinkling black pepper. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. And just to note, I had forgotten to put my orange zest into my beetroot and roasted red pepper puree. So I've added that off camera. Okay, so just going to give that a whisk. I'll just mix it. I'm just going to give that a little taste. I need a bit of salt, more black pepper. I'm going to squeeze a bit of orange juice into that. Just a little. I'm just going to give that another little mix. It's very important, to taste your food as you go, just to make sure it's got enough seasoning and flavor and balance. Oh, that is lovely. But I feel like I need a little bit of a punch, so I'm going to use some Coleman mustard in it as well. I'm going to add just a little bit to that, because I love that punchy flavor. Just going to, I know this is just going to be that perfect taste that I'm after. Let's give this a taste. Perfect, yummy. We're going to set that aside until we're ready for it, and now we're going to move back onto the potatoes to see if those are cooked. So let's go. Okay, these are done, so I'm going to drain those. So I'll be back up to fry the fish. Adding some oil to the pan. I'm going to add some butter. Just going to melt that. Time to add the salmon. Right, we're going to fry these now for 5 minutes on the skin side down, and then after 5 minutes we're going to cook them on the next side for 3 minutes, and then we will be ready. So I will be back in a moment. Okay, I've got the veg here steaming, and I'm just going to put a lid on that, and then once the fish is continuing to cook, let's coat our potatoes in that delicious dressing that we've made earlier. Let's go. Okay, I had to turn my attention to the fish. It's done, and I'm just going to take that off the fire so it stops cooking, because we don't want our fish to be overcooked. So the fire goes off, and we're going to move it. Going to get the potatoes ready, still nice and warm, so I'm just going to cut them in half. Just going to put it in there. We're going to coat the potatoes in. This is going to be an amazing meal for two. Of course, you can make this meal at any time during the year, but today I thought I'll just make this for our evening meal. This is looking so good. I hope you're enjoying the cooking session so far, and if you are, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. And I'm just gonna give a bit of onion and garlic granules and a bit more of the fresh herbs. It's looking good, looking good. Okay, we're going to keep that nice and warm until we are ready to plate up. So I will see you in a moment when we're plating up. Time to plate up. Right, I'm going to put the tomato puree on that I've warmed through with a bit of butter. Get that on the plate. Just going to make a little fancy swirl like we're in the restaurant. Getting a little bit chefy over here. And I have steam veggies into some butter and a bit of garlic. Look at these beautiful carrots. Just wanted it to look really colorful on the plate. Some asparagus as well. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? And look, this beautiful purple one as well. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to drizzle a bit of really nice olive oil over that. Really good splash. And now for some fresh herbs, the same ones I've used, dill and parsley. We're just going to sprinkle that very creatively and artistically. There we go. What a lovely plate of food this is to share with your loved ones. And there you have it, guys. My beautiful Valentine's Day dinner. Enjoy.